Choosing an assisted living community is one of the biggest decisions you will ever make for someone you love, whether it's here in Savannah or anywhere else. And that's what worries me. Most people don't realize they've made the wrong choice until after move in day. Maybe the care level isn't what they expected. Maybe the monthly bill has a lot of additional fees that you didn't plan on. Maybe the food isn't all that great. But by then, moving again is stressful, it's expensive, and it's completely avoidable. So, how do you know which community is actually the right fit? What should you be looking for that no one mentions during the tour? And what's the mistake I see families make over and over again? Because the community is not the problem. The way people choose them is. Mistake number one is touring too few communities. A lot of people just go to one or two places. They find one that looks good enough and then they just stop looking. And I understand why. Touring communities takes time. And if the first one or two look nice and clean and friendly, it's tempting to just stop there. The problem is that you have nothing to compare it to. You don't know if another community offers better care or more activities or has a lower monthly cost or simply feels like a better fit for your loved one. I always encourage families to tour at least 3 communities before making a decision. Even if you end up choosing the first one that you went to, you'll know you made that decision because it was truly the best fit, not just because it was the first one that you went to. And that leads me to the second mistake, because after touring a few communities, it's very easy to get distracted by the wrong things. Mistake number 2 is choosing based on the appearance. Everyone notices the beautiful lobby, the fresh paint, the grand piano, the fancy dining room with a chandelier. And those things are awesome, but that's not really what you're going to experience on a day-to-day basis. Instead, pay attention to the residents who live there. Do they look engaged? Does the staff know them by name? Are people sitting alone in their wheelchairs in the hallway, or are they interacting with each other? Watch how the employees speak to the residents when they don't think anyone is watching. A beautiful building doesn't guarantee great care, and neither does an expensive monthly price. By the way, I'm Karin Carr. I'm a licensed real estate agent in the Savannah area, and I love helping seniors find the right communities for them. Unless you've gone through this before, it can be really overwhelming and hard to know what really matters and what questions you should be asking. Mistake number 3 is choosing only based on the price. Now, I understand wanting to stay within the budget. Assisted living is expensive. When I was helping my parents find a place for them that they felt comfortable with, budget was at the top of our minds because long-term care insurance was going to be paying for this, and there was a limit to what they would pay for. But the least expensive community isn't always the least expensive community when you add everything up. One community might take you to and from doctor's appointments that are off-site so you can sell your car, or medication management, additional services that another community may charge an additional fee for every single month. And conversely, the most expensive place doesn't automatically mean that it's the best. So don't compare monthly price alone. Compare what you're getting for that fee. Now, before you make a final decision, there's one thing almost nobody does that could save you from making a huge mistake, and that is not reading the reviews. Now, I don't mean going to Yelp and reading their 5-star rating reviews. I'm talking about looking up complaints that have been filed with the state, reading the reviews, seeing what their safety ratings are. Look for patterns. If 5 different people mention billing problems, poor communication, high staff turnover, pay attention. One angry review can happen anywhere, but 10 reviews describing the same problem indicates that there's probably something there. I actually made an entire video telling what happened when I did this for my parents. I will link that video right here because it was an absolute nightmare. It gave me a heart attack when I read those reviews. If you need help finding a place here in the Savannah area, I will put a link down below where you can grab a spot on my calendar and we'll schedule a time to chat, and I'll tell you exactly how it is that I can help you.